Friends, in today's episode, we shall talk about four people who were less lucky and their lives were abruptly cut short either by getting too close to something or by simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. We would like to request you to kindly subscribe to our channel. Feel free to press the bell icon, comment, and share this video. Thanks a lot. Let's start with the first person on this list. US Air Force Captain Thomas Mantell's death is linked to one of the earliest and the most famous UFO encounters. It took place in 1948, a mere 6 months after the term flying saucer was coined by Kenneth Arnold. On January 7th, Kentucky State Police alerted the tower operators at Godman AFB near Fort Knox, reporting a huge object flying at high altitude. The object was conical in shape and had a shiny metallic surface and a red tip. It was seen by multiple witnesses, both civilian and military. Three P-51 aircrafts, led by Captain Thomas Mantell, were sent to investigate. And as he was climbing towards the UFO, he said a metallic object, or possibly the reflection of sun from a metallic object, and it is of tremendous size. The other pilots fell back as their aircrafts were not equipped for high altitude flight. But Captain Mantell continued his pursuit. He reached to an altitude of 22,000 feet, and his last message was that he was taking a closer look. An hour later, his dead body was found amid the wreckage of his plane. The official explanation was that he had been chasing Venus and fainted due to lack of oxygen. In the 1950s, the statement changed. He had apparently chased a CIA-sponsored skyhook balloon. Needless to say, many believe he was shot down by the conical UFO. Brazil has seen quite a number of UFO sightings over the years, and one of the most gruesome fates was suffered by João Perestes Filho. On the evening of March 5th, 1946, he was shot in the head by a beam that came from the skies. He panicked and ran to his sister's house. At first, it seemed he had suffered nothing more than a scare, but his body soon began exhibiting some very strange symptoms. According to witnesses, his flesh began falling away from his bones. His jaw, chest, arms, and legs were affected at first, but soon his entire body had deteriorated beyond recognition. His teeth and bones stood revealed, utterly bare of flesh, his sister recalled. Despite virtually disintegrating, Filho reported feeling no pain whatsoever. He died in the hospital. The strange lights seen in the area at the time suggest a possible UFO connection. Brazilian Inácio de Souza and his wife were returning home on August 13th, 1967, when they encountered three humanoids wearing yellow suits. Hovering nearby was a ship that De Souza said looked like an inverted wash basin. Startled by their appearance and the fact that they were heading for him, De Souza shot his rifle at one of the strangers. It had no effect. The UFO retaliated by shooting a green ray of light directly into De Souza's head. The visitors then disappeared. De Souza spent the next days drifting in and out of consciousness, and despite his wife's testimony and the circular burn mark on his skin, doctors believed that he had suffered nothing more than a vivid hallucination. A few days later, he was diagnosed with leukemia and he died on October 11th, 1967. The doctors were confused by the speed with which his disease had spread. While some believe this incident is nothing more than coincidence, others see no problem in connecting the dot and claiming that he had been killed by an alien death ray. New York UFO researcher Jennifer Stevens apparently got too close to something. In February 1968, she was investigating a strange event that had led to the death of a teenage boy. She had been notified that a strange fireball was seen rising above Mohawk River, and two boys even reported catching a glimpse of a humanoid in a white suit. The following morning, the body of a 16-year-old boy was found near the area. He had only been missing for 6 hours, but his body was deeply frozen. The policeman who found him said he had a terrified look. His footprints suggested that he had been running before being pulled up by something. This aspect intrigued Jennifer Stevens, and she believed that the boy's death and the UFO sighting was somehow connected. A few days later, her husband was approached by a mysterious, sentinel looking man who told him that UFO researchers should be very careful. Jennifer's husband, Peter, died a sudden and unexpected death shortly after this encounter. Jennifer got the message and gave up her research. So, friends, these are 4 short stories of bizarre UFO encounters that ended badly. See you in the next episode. Till then, thank you.